Right now, you are sitting still. But everything around you, the ground, the sky, the stars, is about to shrink into nothing. This is a journey outward, from the world at your feet to the single largest thing that exists. And I promise you, long before the end, it stops making sense. We begin here. Earth, 13,000 kilometers across. For almost all of human history, this was the entire world, and everything else was just lights in the sky. It felt enormous. It felt like everything. But step back, and Earth becomes a pale blue dot. Our closest neighbor, the Moon, is so far away that you could line up every other planet in the solar system, side by side, in the empty gap between them. And Earth is not even a large planet. This is Jupiter. You could pour 1,300 Earths into it and still have room to spare. Its great red spot alone is a single storm wider than our entire world, and it has been raging for centuries. Yet all of the planets together are a rounding error next to the Sun. 1,000,000 Earths would fit inside it. It holds more than 99% of all the matter in the solar system. Everything else, every planet, moon, and comet, is just leftover crumbs. Line them up, and the truth is humbling. Everything we have ever known orbits one ordinary, middle-sized star. And here is the twist. The Sun is about to become one of the smallest things in this entire video, because some stars make the Sun look like a spark. This is Betelgeuse, the red shoulder of the constellation Orion. It is roughly 700 times wider than the Sun. Placed where the Sun sits, it would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And even Betelgeuse is not the limit. The largest known stars, hypergiants like UY Scuti, are so vast that a passenger jet flying at full speed would take more than 1,000 years just to circle one a single time. Now, zoom out until that monster and every other star shrinks to a single grain of light. Together, they form this, our galaxy, the Milky Way. Somewhere in one of these spiral arms is a tiny yellow dot we call home. The numbers here break the human mind. The Milky Way holds up to 400 billion stars. If you counted them one every second, it would take you longer than the entire age of the universe to finish counting them all. It is so wide that light itself, the fastest thing that exists, moving at 300,000 kilometers every second, takes 100,000 years just to cross from one side to the other. And at its very center sits a sleeping giant, a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius, a star 4 million times heavier than the Sun, anchoring the entire galaxy as it slowly turns. Now, galaxies come in a stunning variety of shapes. Graceful spirals like the whirlpool, vast glowing ellipticals, strange warped clouds torn by collisions. Each one is an island of hundreds of billions of suns. Surely a galaxy is as big as things get. It is not. Because the Milky Way is just one house in a much larger neighborhood. This is Andromeda, our nearest major galaxy. It is so far away that the light you are seeing right now left it 2.5 million years ago, before our species even existed. To look at Andromeda is to look directly into deep time. The Milky Way and Andromeda are not even alone. They belong to a small cluster of galaxies called the Local Group. Around 50 galaxies, bound by gravity, drifting together through the dark. And the Local Group is where our real journey outward begins. Because galaxies also come in wildly different sizes. Next to the largest ones ever found, our vast Milky Way is almost modest. The largest known galaxy, IC 1101, could contain 100 Milky Ways. It may hold 100 trillion stars. A single galaxy with more suns inside it than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. But galaxies almost never travel alone. Gravity gathers them into groups, and groups into swarms. This is a galaxy cluster. And here is the thing to understand. Every single glowing smudge you see is not a star. It is an entire galaxy. Look at this image and let it settle. Almost every point of light is a galaxy, each one holding hundreds of billions of stars. Thousands of galaxies bound together, drifting through a void so large the numbers lose all meaning. Clusters themselves gather into even greater assemblies called superclusters, and our own local supercluster has a name, Laniakea, a Hawaiian word meaning immeasurable heaven. It contains 100,000 galaxies, all slowly falling toward a single mysterious point we call the Great Attractor. And this is where the universe reveals its greatest secret. When we map millions of galaxies across the sky, they are not scattered at random. They form a pattern, a structure, the single largest pattern in all of nature. Galaxies string themselves along invisible threads, billions of light years long, wrapped around enormous empty bubbles. Astronomers call it the cosmic web. On the largest scale, the universe looks unsettlingly like the network of neurons inside a human brain. The bright threads are walls made of thousands of galaxies. The dark gaps are voids, regions of almost perfect emptiness, hundreds of millions of light years wide, where almost nothing exists at all. And strung along these threads are the largest individual structures ever discovered. Not stars, not galaxies, not even clusters, walls made of thousands of galaxies, stretching across almost unthinkable distances. The Sloan Great Wall is a sheet of galaxies more than 1 billion light years long. To cross it at the speed of light would take you 1 billion years. And yet, it is not the biggest. The largest structure we have ever found is called the Hercules Corona Borealis, Great Wall. It is estimated to be 10 billion light years across. That is more than 1/10 of the entire observable universe in one connected object. It is so large that, by some rules of physics, it should not be able to exist at all. So let us pull all the way back as far as it is possible to go and look at everything at once. This is a map of the entire observable universe, and every single dot of light in it is not a star. It is a whole galaxy. This brings us to the final, staggering number. The observable universe is a sphere about 93 billion light years across, and it may contain 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion. Each one, a Milky Way of its own, with hundreds of billions of stars. To really feel that, look at this. It is called the Hubble Deep Field. To make it, astronomers pointed the telescope at a patch of sky so small you could hide it behind a single grain of sand held at arm's length. A patch that looked completely empty and black. And it was not empty, it was full. Every smudge of light in this image is an entire galaxy, some of them more than 13 billion years old. In the tiniest, most boring speck of sky, there were thousands of them, waiting. Now, remember where we started. With the ground beneath your feet. With a planet that once felt like everything. Follow the ladder back up. Earth, to the sun, to the galaxy, to the cluster, to the web. Every step was roughly 1,000 times larger than the one before it. And every step was real. Photographed, measured, confirmed. This is not imagination. This is the actual physical size of the place you happen to live. And here is the thought that should keep you up tonight. Everything we have ever done, every war, every love story, every life that has ever been lived, all of it happened on that first pale blue dot. A single pixel in a single galaxy among 2 trillion. We are unimaginably small. Almost incomprehensibly small. But we are also the part of the universe that looked up, did the mathematics, and figured all of this out. A speck of dust that learned the true size of everything. That has to count for something. Stick around and get spaced out.